Hello student, welcome to this psychology class. So today we are going to learn about a very interesting topic that help us understand ourselves and others better. That is personality. Have you ever noticed that even in the same classroom some students are very talkative while others are quiet? Some students love helping others while some prefer working alone. Why are people different from each other? The answer lies in personality. So, personality is what makes each person unique. It influences how we think, feel, behave, and interact with the world around us. So, personality refers to the unique and relatively enduring patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that influence a person's adjustment to the environment. That is personality in psychology. Now, what is personality? A personality is what makes a person unique and consistent in the way they think, feel, and behave in different situations. It is a total pattern of characteristics that influence a person's interaction with the world. So, you can see this picture. So, thoughts are thoughts, that is, ideas, beliefs, opinion, are emotions, feelings like happiness, fear, anger, love, behavior, motivation, social relationship. So, all makes our personality, right? Now, by the end of today's class, you will understand what personality is, characteristics of personality, determinants of personality, major approaches to studying personality, levels of personality, and there is a simple formula for understanding personality. Now, come to the definition. What is personality? Personality refers to the unique and relatively stable patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that characterize an individual. So, simple meaning is personality is not just about physical appearance, it includes how we think, how we feel, how we behave, and how we interact with others, right? Now, for example, imagine two students are asked to give a presentation. Okay, so student A confidently comes forward and speaks, and student B feels nervous and speaks softly. So, both are intelligent, but their personalities are different. So, personality makes each individual unique, right? Now, let's discuss about the characteristics of personality. So, personality has several important characteristics, right? So, first is it is unique, means each person has a different personality, right? So, for example, no two students in the class are exactly alike, as we discussed earlier. So, second is relatively stable. So, it shows consistency over time and situation. Okay, so personality remain fairly consistent over time. For example, a friendly child usually remains friendly as an adult. Okay, so number three is dynamic, right? So it can change and develop with experiences. Okay, and then it is influenced by heredity and environment. So even our behavior also affects personality, what we do. For example, an extroverted student may participate more in the classroom discussions, and it is organized, different traits work together as a system. So personality is made up of different traits that work together. For example, confidence, honesty, and responsibility combine to influence behavior. So all these are the characteristics of personality. So it influences relationships also, it influences emotions also, behavior, so develops over time. So personality always grow through experiences. For example, a shy child may become confident through practice and encouragement. Okay, so these are the characteristics of personality. Now let's discuss determinants of personality. So, determinants means factors that shape our personality, right? So you can see here there are many traits, so which are responsible for our personality. So every individual has its own personality. So first of all, heredity, our genes, it is genetic. Personality is genetic. So our traits inherited from parents, it's the major cause our personality becomes what is our personality. It depends upon our heredity. Okay, for example, a child may inherit intelligence or temperament from the parents. So, number second is environment, our surroundings in which a person grows. So, for example, a supportive school environment promotes confident child, right? So, next is family, our culture. So, first social institution influencing personality is family. So, loving and caring parents often help children develop positive self esteem. Culture also, our beliefs, customs, traditions shape our behavior. So, our societal values from which our personality is shaped. So, for example, respect for elders is encouraged in Indian culture. So, this is our culture. Our culture becomes our personality, right? So life experiences, our life events also means successes and failures influence personality. For example, winning a competition can increase self confidence. Same if we get any failure, uh, so our personality depend upon that experiences also. It might be temporary, but it affects, right? Then education also. So education develops knowledge, values and skills, means learning, that is acquired behavior. So for example, school activities or college activities teach teamwork and leadership, okay, which develops a confident personality in the adulthood. Our social relationships also, friends and teachers influence personality. Positive peer groups encourage good habits, for example, right? So these are the determinants of personality. Now let us discuss major approaches to the study of personality. So there are many approaches to the study of personality. So first is trait approach, psychoanalytical approach, humanistic approach, social cognitive approach, biological approach, right? So like focuses on identifying and measuring stable traits that describe behavior. For example, big five traits means extroversion, agreeableness, consciousness, emotional stability, openness to experience. These are the five big traits. Okay. Now, what is psychoanalytic approach? It emphasizes unconscious motives, childhood experiences, and the conflicts among the components. For example, it's a concept of id, ego, and superego, okay, which is given by the Sigmund Freud. So, main ideas: unconscious thoughts and childhood experience influence our behavior. Next is humanitic approach, which is given by the Carl and Abraham Maslow. It's a theory, okay, which focuses on for personal growth, self concept, and self actualization and human potentials. There are many theories, okay. Next is social cognitive approach, which emphasizes learning through observation, self efficacy, and interaction between person and environment, which is given by Albert Bandura. Okay, then is biological approach, so which examines the role of biological factors in personality, which includes genetics, brain structures, neurotransmitters, temperaments. Okay, so many behaviorist approaches, their approaches which are which give us to understand personality, right? Like psychologist B.F. Skinner, his ideas like behavior is learned through rewards and punishment, means for example, a child praised for good behavior repeats it, and it becomes his or her personality, right? Cognitive approach means thoughts and beliefs influence behavior. For example, if I study hard, I succeed. So these are approaches given by the psychologists. Then socio-cultural approach. There is one socio-cultural approach also, which is society and cultural influence personality. For example, children learn social values from family and community, as we discussed. So there is a formula to understand personality. Like personality is equal to heredity plus environment plus learning plus experiences plus culture. Okay, so heredity means our genes, our surroundings, acquired behavior. Okay, from learning, experiences means life events, so societal values means from culture. So our personality develops over time due to the continuous interaction of these factors. Change in any of these factors can influence personality. Now let us discuss levels of personality. So as you can see, cardinal traits, there are some cardinal traits, central traits, secondary traits, dominant traits that overpower all others. Central traits mean general characteristics that distinguish one person from others. Now there are secondary traits which are situation specific traits that appear periodically. Now our social roles, situational level, observable behavior, right? So all these things which made individual's personality. So for example, imagine a student name any student like Ria. So heredity means she has good intelligence, she has calm temperament. Environment wise, she has supportive family, good school. She get a schooling from a good school. Then situation preparing for examination. So what outcomes is Ria becomes focused, confident, and perform well. Okay, so thus personality develops from the interaction of many factors. So, what are the key points to remember? So, personality is unique, organized, and relatively stable. It is shaped by both internal factors, that is, heredity, thought, emotions, and external factors, environment, culture, and experiences. So, it influences how we think, feel, behave, and adjust in different situations. So, okay, student, today we learned that personality is much more than appearance. It is just a unique combination of thoughts, feelings, and behavior. So, what we discussed today: meaning of personality, characteristics of personality, determinants of personality, major approaches, levels of personality, and formula for understanding personality. So, what is the final thought? That is, every person has a unique personality. Understanding personality helps us understand ourselves better, appreciate individual differences, and build healthier relationships with others. So, thank you, student. Any questions or any doubt, you can ask me in the message box, and we will discuss individually or in the next class. Thank you.